Alright guys, welcome to part 3 of PKSystem configuration, setup, walkthrough, run through, whatever you want to call it. Basically, I've already went over the installation and 2 of the configuration files, and part 3 is going to cover the tomb and reputation configurations and permission nodes, I guess. So, first thing you know is that when you enable tombs, basically what happens is when a player kills another player holding items, the second player will, instead of dropping items, there's going to be a sign placed wherever they died. So I'll demonstrate that real quickly. I'm going to grab a sword and some XP bottles that Tester for some reason has. I don't know why you would have such things. Hey, I've got XP. So now I can kill this guy, and when I kill Tester, his XP bottles are going to be, instead of dropped, put into a hash map, which is basically a spreadsheet or an array in Java, and instead of dropping them, they're just going to be stored in memory. So when I click this sign, it's going to give me his XP bottles on the ground there. So that's just an alternate way of the player having their items taken. So for example, okay, here's a better example. Say me and you are fighting and you walk up to me and kill me. If someone else walks up to that tombstone, they wouldn't be able to grab those XP bottles if locked's turned on. So locked prevents the player, lock prevents anybody without permission node to break other people's tombstones or the original player to claim the original player's tombstone. Basically, if player A kills player B can pick up their own tombstone, as well as player D if player D has permission node, but not player C if they don't have the node. Just a way to prevent anybody from taking someone else's items. Alright, so what I'll do here is I'll give this guy my sword and give this guy the XP, and I'll kill him. So now when I try to break tombstone, it'll tell me I can't. So it's just a way to, like I said, prevent players from stealing other players' items. And eventually I might even make it configurable to the point where only the player that killed and the player that died can break their tombstone. And that would be like, well, it would be like if me and you were fighting and I killed you, I would just pick up your items. Then, you know, someone else couldn't. But further, just rambling on about that. Behavior claim mode break would mean break means you actually have to break the sign. The reason we just clicked once is because we're within spawn radius. So if we went over here to where it's not spawn, so like around this little hill kind of area, if I killed him, I would actually have to break the sign to claim that tombstone. So actually having to break it entirely to claim the tombstone. So we're going to res up, and I'll change that and show you what it looks like. Alright, so now if I change that to the word click, because there's click and there's break, and actually break is never checked, which it probably should be, but for future reference just use click or break for now. I might change that later to near or something like that, to where when you walk near it it pops off or whatever. I don't know. I've got a lot of ideas for this plugin, and it's all going to be configurable like I said. Anyways, whenever behavior is turned on to click, if I kill Tester now, whoops, a little bit more kill, just click it, we'll break it, kind of like when we were at the spawn, because it would just be quicker to click your sign than actually having to stand there, wait for it to break, and you know whatnot. And the same thing for this guy. If I, kill him, then he can just walk up to a sign and break it as normal. Okay. Also preserve. Preserve means that in the folder here, there's a list. Oops. There's a list of tombstones, and by default, preserve is not on because it would spam this text file here basically, and it could get really big if you have a lot of people on your server, or a lot of people are killing each other on your server. So what I'll do is actually I'm just going to kill test real quick to demonstrate what happens to this file when someone is killed and the tombstone is saved. So now tombstones contains tester's tombstone. So basically this is world, the x coordinate, y coordinate, and z coordinate. False means that this tombstone has not been claimed. I'll go over this a little bit more when I discuss preserve. False means this tombstone has not been claimed, meaning tester or another player have not come and got tester's items yet. And then the player's name that died and the player's name that killed the player that died. Okay, now after okay, there's three sections basically. There's this section, which is the location, this section, which is the player that killed the player that killed the player that died. I'm sorry, the player that died, the player that killed, and as well, it's false, it's not been claimed. And there's the third section, which is all the items. Right now, tester, when he died, just had number 384 with damage value 0. He had 2 of those. And this after this semicolon here would be enchantments. So if, for example, tester picks up that enchanted sword, dies, then his enchanted sword would still have his enchantments on it. So 276, damage value 0, he had 1 of those. 17.10 means he had enchantment ID number 17 with a level of 10, enchantment ID 16 level 10, and enchantment level 20 level 10. I mean, you guys probably don't know what the numbers are, but it's on the wiki if you guys need to look them up. Actually no, it's not the wiki. I can't think what it's called. There's a way to see them though. Yeah. Basically, the code gets the ID of the enchantment, saves it to file, and then when it loads it from said file, it just converts that ID to what the enchantment is, and then the level. So if tester came back and got his enchanted sword and his XP bottles, see, his enchantments are still going to be intact there. And when he claims his items, because preserve is off, it's going to wipe those out of the text file. So it's just a way to keep the text file small, and it does, it saves the people that haven't claimed their tombstones. Okay, the next thing, preserve. I'm going to turn this on to show you what this means. Basically, it means that if I kill this player and his tombstone goes down, and he comes back, claims his tombstone, that even though his tombstone has been claimed, it's going to keep it in this text file. So instead of being false, this is now true, meaning that his tombstone has been claimed. So he couldn't then take a sign, put it down, and reclaim his tombstone because it's already been claimed. Alright, that should be it for the tombstone configuration. I might add more things later, such as, like I said, claim mode near or something like that. Actually sounds pretty good. But for now, those are the configs for tombstones. Alright, the next thing we're going to config is the reputation. And these look really bad. Like, they look difficult to read or convert or whatever, but they're really not that hard. So when player A kills player B, player A is obviously going to reference the attacker chart here, and player B is going to be referencing the defender chart here. And so say player A is orange and he kills a player B who is purple, you would look at the left down here and you would look for player A, since player A is the attacker. So player A, orange, if they kill player B who is purple, player A is going to lose 25 reputation. Same thing for the defender, however it's backwards. So the defender, you would look up player B is purple. So player B, they're killed by an orange player right here. So player B is going to lose 8 reputation because you're pretty much, you know, dying to someone else. You're kind of losing your pride kind of thing. That's my idea of how this system works. Like I said probably in one of my other videos, this PK system is modeled very, very closely to Runes of Magic PvP system. You can look at this chart and the reputation and all this other stuff, but it's pretty much a one-to-one match of how the PvP system works. And I really doubt that their PvP system is copyrighted, because you can't copyright numbers basically. It has nothing to do with Runes of Magic. This is just numbers. You can't copyright the word demon or the word hero or whatever. So I just really like the way that that system is laid out, and it works really well apparently because people play it all the time. So the next setting I'm gonna go over is rep special enabled, meaning that when I am such a low reputation, then I will have a special reputation called demon. And if I were to turn that off, you'll see that I'll go back to being red. See there? And it's, even though it's negative 10,000 rep, I'm still just red. So basically this is demon and hero reputations. So I'm gonna set my rep on tester here to 10,000. Whoops. There. And basically demon is the lowest rep, hero is the highest rep. So when I reload this, see, demon has a strength buff and hero has the defense buff, which actually I don't have. There we go. So hero has a resistance buff there, which is defense basically. Since those are enabled, you get those buffs, and you know, just in general the ranks are enabled. I mean the reputation groups are enabled. If you turn off, then you can't reach them, and they're not enabled. Blah blah blah. Okay, the next setting is reach, which if you disable, players will not be able to reach demon or hero reputation by normal means. There's still there's going to be a command which I'll implement in the very next update, or possibly even before releasing this on Bukkit Dev, because I'm making this video before I'm actually putting this on Bukkit Dev. But there's going to be a command to set who the demon is or set who the hero is, and it'll probably be more like /rep space demon space name or /rep space hero space name, and that'll just be to keep it simple. Or I might even just do /rep space name space demon or /rep space name space hero. I don't know. But the idea is that demon and hero are extremely hard to get, and for now it takes 1,000 kills at losing 10 each time. Or if you can get someone to hero status, it would be I think it's like 500, or no, it's 250, because you're cutting that into a fourth. But still, that's a lot of kills, and yeah, it takes a long time to get that. Again, that's going to be configurable, or that is configurable, how many rep you get per kill. However, I will probably also configure how long it takes you, or how much rep is required to switch ranks. But anyways, for now guys, that is the end of this video, and I'm going to go over the in-game permission nodes next, so stay tight and I'll see you guys soon.